Hello, it's Willie from the Ozarks, and it's May the 12th, and we're ready for lesson 132 in A Course in Miracles workbook for students. Lesson 132, I loose the world from all I thought it was. I loose the world from all I thought it was. Okay, yesterday's lesson, no one can fail who asks to reach the truth. Did you find your 3 10-minute practice periods enlightening? Did you find the door? Did you find that I don't know, I think of it as a trap door from the world to the real world, the secret garden, underneath the tumultuous thoughts of conflict on the surface of this world in our mind. Said we sink down in underneath that, and then we let go of all thoughts in that holy place. And in that holy place, it says you'll see a door. And before you open it, what did he tell you to do? He said, remind yourself, no one can fail who asks for truth. Before you open it, remind yourself no one can fail who asks to reach the truth. And then once you entered in, did you stay in that place and see the angels, the light that knows that you know all truth? Well, let me assure you that you did, whether you are recognizing it or not. We all have that door and we are in that place. What we want to do is awaken from the dream enough to realize that we're in that place. And these are methods to reach that. I am so glad that you're taking this journey with me whenever you're taking it, whether I'm in physical form or not when you watch this. You're taking this journey. Good for you. Do as it says and get better every year until you've done it perfectly. And I'm assuring you that with my faith, my understanding, my recognition of what is true, you will find the truth, because no one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. I learned it with the word seek. Okay, let's say a couple more things I want to point out about this lesson. Searching is inevitable here. For this you came, and this you will surely do, and you will do the thing you came for. But the world cannot dictate the goal for which you search unless you give it the power to do so. Otherwise, you still are free to choose a goal that lies beyond the world and every worldly thought, and one which comes to you from an idea relinquished yet remembered, old yet new, an echo of a heritage forgot, yet holding everything you really want. That was that forgotten song that you're remembering. Be glad that search you must. He says, be glad that you're searching. Be glad as well to learn your search for heaven, and that you search for heaven and must find the goal you really want. No one can fail to want this goal and reach it in the end. Isn't that assuring? To know that if you want this goal of peace, of joy, of heaven, of perfection, of goodness always, no wrong, no sin, no guilt, no bad, you'll find it in the end. Heaven, you'll find it. No one can fail who seeks this goal. No one can fail to want this goal and reach it in the end. God's Son cannot seek vainly, though he try to force, delay, deceive himself, and think that it is hell he seeks. When he is wrong, he finds correction. We're being guided. Our Father loves us. Our Mother, Father, God cares for us and makes sure that we get everything we need. When he wanders off, he's led back to his appointed task. We'll always have what's given to us. I've heard it said that if you if you get some kind of a problem in the woods, the antidote is right around you also. Well, this is the same idea. No matter what problem you end up having in your mind in this dream, help is present and will lead you. It's always just a breath away, even closer. Okay, why wait for heaven? It is here today. No one remains in hell, for no one can abandon his Creator, nor affect his perfect, timeless, and unchanging love. You will find heaven. Everything you seek, everything you seek, but this will fall away. Yet not because it has been taken from you. It will go because you do not want it. You will reach the goal you really want as certainly as God created you sinless. That's your true identity, is sinless. And you may believe you're a sinner, but those are the ideas you're going to awaken from as you realize that you can't change what God made. And He made you in His image. Rejoice. Why wait for heaven? It is here today. That's a key idea. Why wait for heaven? It is here today. And some of you all may have found that door today. Let's look at this. God does not suffer conflict. He did not make two minds, with heaven as the glad effect of one, and earth the other sorry's outcome, that is heaven's opposite in every way. God does not suffer conflict, nor is His creation split in two. How could it be His Son could be in hell when God Himself established Him in heaven? That's your true identity. That's where you're truly at. Could He lose what the eternal will has given Him to be His home forever? Let us not try longer to impose an alien will upon God's single purpose. He is here because He wills to be. And what He wills is present now, beyond the reach of time. So recognize that what God created is not imperfect. It's perfectly. You're already safe in God's hand, and home in heaven. Now we just want to awaken to the realization that you are very powerful with your creative intent, and your mind and your beliefs created a whole world that appears to be a world of death and dying and sickness and pain. But all that you can awaken from. We're going to learn more about that in our next lesson too. I asked to see a different world. This is how we were supposed to enter those 10 minutes, by saying, I ask to see a different world and think a different kind of thought from those I made. The world I seek I did not make alone. The thoughts I want to think are not my own. That oneness with God is the thoughts that are our true identity, our true thoughts. And that's what we want to find. This world that we didn't make alone, the world I seek I did not make alone. We made it in as part of the one with all. Seek for the door and find it. And that once you got underneath that tumult and you found that door and it said seek it, but before you try to open it, remind yourself no one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And let all the other meaningless goals that have no value, let them pass. Put out your hand and see how easily the door swings open with your one intent to go beyond it. Angels light the way so that all darkness vanishes, and you're standing in a light so bright and clear that you can understand all things you see. You can understand all things you see. Did you understand all things you see? A tiny moment of surprise, perhaps, will make you pause before you realize the world you see before you in the light reflects the truth you knew and did not quite forget in wandering away in dreams. And then today is set by heaven itself to be a time of grace for you and for the world. And if you forget this happy fact, remind yourself. Did you remind yourself of this throughout the day? Today I seek and find all that I want. My single purpose offers it to me. No one can fail who asks to reach the truth. No one can fail who asks to reach the truth. Okay, let's go on to lesson 132. I loosed the world from all I thought it was. Before we do, look what I've got. This is a thornless boysenberry, thornless one. A rubus is what the name of these are. They're all rubuses. The blackberries, the dewberries, and the raspberries are all a rubus. R-U-B-U-S. And anyway, this is a thornless boysen. Anyway, they produce on the second year canes. They're a midsummer fruit, and I'm glad to get one that's a thornless one. Okay, let's go. Lesson 132. I loosed the world from all I thought it was. What keeps the world in chains but your beliefs? What keeps the world in chains but your beliefs? And what can save the world except yourself? Belief is powerful indeed. The thoughts you hold are mighty, and illusions are as strong in their effects as is the truth. A madman thinks the world he sees is real and does not doubt it. Nor can he be swayed by questioning his thoughts' effects. It is but when their source is raised to question that the hope of freedom comes to him at last. So if a person's battling, or they don't even realize that they're seeing what's not real, it's not until their source is raised to question that the hope of freedom comes to him or her at last. 2. Yet is salvation easily achieved, for anyone is free to change his mind, and all his thoughts change with it. Now the source of thought has shifted, for to change your mind means you have changed the source of all ideas you think, or ever thought, or yet will think. Paragraph 3. You free the past from what you thought before. You free the future from all ancient thoughts of seeking what you do not want to find. The present now remains the only time. Here in the present is the world set free. For as you let the past be lifted and release the future from your ancient fears, you find escape and give it to the world. Paragraph 4. You have enslaved the world with all your fears, your doubts and miseries, your pain and tears, and all your sorrows press upon it and keep it a prisoner to your beliefs. Death strikes it everywhere because you hold the bitter thought of death within your mind. Why does death strike your world? Because you hold the idea of death in your mind. The world is nothing in itself. Whoa, can you accept that? The world is nothing in itself. Your mind must give it meaning, and what you behold upon it are your wishes, acted out so you can look on them and think them real. Wow, your wishes acted out on the world has made everything you see. Paragraph 5. Perhaps you think you did not make the world, but came unwillingly to what was all made already, hardly waiting for your thoughts to give it meaning. Yet in truth, you found exactly what you looked for when you came. In truth, you found exactly what you looked for when you came. There is no world apart from what you wish. That needs repeating. There is no world apart from what you wish. And herein lies your ultimate release. Change but your mind on what you want to see, and all the world must change accordingly. Change but your mind on what you want to see, and the whole world must change accordingly. 6. Ideas leave not their source. This central theme is often stated in the text, and must be borne in mind if you would understand the lesson for today. It is not pride which tells you that you made the world you see and that it changes as you change your mind, but it is pride that argues you have come into a world quite separate from yourself. impervious to what you think, and quite apart from what you chance to think it is. So this central theme, ideas leave not their source, is often stated in the text and must be borne in mind if you would understand the lesson for today. I loosed the world from all I thought it was. Ideas leave not their source. You're the source of all your ideas, and you have to create a world. But you can loose the world from all you thought it was because you can change your mind. 7. There is no world! Exclamation point. There is no world. This is the central thought the Course attempts to teach. This is the central thought the Course attempts to teach. There is no world. Don't miss that. Not everyone is ready to accept it, and each one must go as far as he can let himself be led along the road to truth. Okay, you may not be ready to accept it today or tomorrow, but soon you will. He will return and go still further, or perhaps step back a while and then return again. It doesn't matter. You'll finally get it in the end, because there is no world. And we're not going to leave you lost in dreams forever. God's too merciful for that. He wants you to learn what you want to learn at your rate. But He won't leave you alone forever. Paragraph 8. But healing is the gift of those who are prepared to learn there is no world and can accept the lesson now. Whoa, you want to be a healer? Healing is the gift of those who are prepared to learn there is no world and can accept it now. Can we accept it now? I'm ready to accept it. Wow. I hope I'm ready. I'll try to be. Their readiness will bring the lesson to them in some form. Our readiness will bring the lesson to us in some form which they can understand and recognize, which we can understand and recognize. Some see it suddenly on point of death and rise to teach it. You guys listen to a lot of those near-death experiences that are on YouTube now. You'll see what this is all about. So some see it suddenly on point of death and come back and rise to teach it. Others find it an experience that is not of this world, which shows them that the world does not exist, because what they behold must be the truth, yet it clearly contradicts the world. You may have had experiences like that. And some will find it in this course and in the exercises that we do today. Wow, isn't it wonderful? We have a manuscript that will help us to do the same thing that those who have near-death experiences or enlightening experiences with years of meditation principles will be able to get in 1 year or today. Today's idea, let's see, is this where we're at? Today, 9. Today's idea is true because the world does not exist. I loosed the world from all I thought it was. Today's idea is true because the world does not exist. And if it is indeed your own imagining, then you can loose it from all things you ever thought it was by merely changing all the thoughts that gave it these appearances. The sick are healed as you let go all thoughts of sickness. And the dead arise when you let thoughts of life replace all thoughts you ever held of death. Paragraph 10. A lesson earlier repeated once must now be stressed again, for it contains the firm foundation for today's idea. You are as God created you. I am as God created me. I am as God created me. His Son can suffer nothing, and I am His Son. And you are His child too. You are as God created you. There is no place where you can suffer, and no time that can bring change to your eternal state. How can a world of time and place exist if you remain as God created you? Whoa, whoa. He's using logic here to prove to us that What we see in appearances of time and space do not exist. What is the lesson for today except another way of saying that to know yourself is the salvation of the world? To free the world from every kind of pain is but to change your mind about yourself. There is no world apart from your ideas, because ideas leave not their source, and you maintain the world within your mind in thought. 12. Yet if you are as God created you, you cannot think apart from him, nor make what does not share his timelessness and love. Are these inerrant in the world you see? Does it create like him? Unless it does, it is not real and cannot be at all. If you are real, the world you see is false, for God's creation is unlike the world in every way. And as it was his thought by which you were created, so it is your thoughts which made it and must set it free, that you may know the thoughts you share with God. 13. Release the world. Your real creations wait for this release to give you fatherhood, not of illusions, but as God in truth. God shares his fatherhood with you who are his son, for he makes no distinctions in what is himself and what is still himself, Father and Son, a oneness. He makes no distinction. What he creates is not apart from him, and nowhere does the Father end, the Son begin, as something separate from him. Oneness. Keep it in mind. We're all connected with our Father, Mother God. I know the course doesn't use the word Mother God, so don't have to use that if that doesn't help you, but it's meaningful to me, okay? And maybe there'll be some of you that it is meaningful for. Paragraph 14. There is no world because it is a thought apart from God, and made to separate the Father and the Son, and break away a part of God himself, and thus destroy his wholeness. Can a world which comes from this idea be real? Can it be anywhere? Deny illusions, but accept the truth. Deny you are a shadow briefly laid upon a dying world. Release your mind, and you will look upon a world released. Release your mind, and you will look upon a world released. 15. Today our purpose is to free the world from all the idle thoughts we ever held about it, and about all living things we see upon it. They cannot be there, no more than we. For we are in the home our Father set for us along with them. And we who are as he created us would loose the world this day from every one of our illusions, that we may be free. This day, release all the illusions that you might be free. I loose the world from all I thought it was. Begin the 15-minute periods in which you practice twice today with this: I, who remain as God created me, would loose the world from all I thought it was. For I am real because the world is not, and I would know my own reality. Then merely rest, alert but with no strain, and let your mind in quietness be changed, so that the world is freed along with you. Okay, you're going to let go every thought of who you are and what the world is, and let God tell you who it is. I, who remain as God created me, would loose the world from all I thought it was, for I am real because the world is not, and I would know my own reality. Then merely rest, alert but with no strain, and let your mind in quietness be changed, so that the world is freed along with you. You need not realize that healing comes to many brothers far across the world, as well as to the ones you see nearby, as you send out these thoughts to bless the world. But you will sense your release, although you may not fully understand as yet that you could never be released alone. Throughout the day, increase the freedom sent through your ideas to all the world, and say whenever you are tempted to deny the power of your simple change of mind, I loose the world from all I thought it was, and choose my own reality instead. I loose the world from all I thought it was and choose my own reality instead. So can we do that? Loose the world from all I thought it was. Now this is a lesson of an open mind. So take that open mind and learn to use it in your quiet time and in your day-to-day activities. I loose the world from all I thought it was and choose my own reality instead. I loose the world from all I thought it was.